This week on World of Tanks console, we have the anniversary sales and anniversary event that is coming in to World of Tanks. So we're going to have a look at exactly what this event actually has to offer and some of the things that maybe you want to capitalize on during this kind of anniversary event. So first things first is, of course, on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, and as of the publishing and recording this video, you'll be able to join in with the anniversary sale. So this is one of the first things that Wargaming are kind of going with, which is essentially going to be lasting for basically the entire month. And during this month, I'm assuming that we'll be getting some limited time anniversary content as well, usually in the form of a earn operation for a specific kind of tank, which I'm hoping that we'll be seeing. And we'll get into kind of some of the other news other than just the sales later on in this video. So we're going to try and make it as concise as possible so you guys can just jump on all through. Anyway, first things first, what are the big sales? What are these things that Wargaming are supposedly giving us as discounts? So first thing is premium time. You'll be able to pick up 50% off 360 days, 25% off 180 and 30 days, 20% off of 7 days, 15% off 3 days and 10% off 1 day. Obviously, this is probably one of the best times other than Black Friday to pick up your premium time for the entire year, and it's one of the best things that you can kind of get if you play this game consistently throughout the year. Obviously, one of the best things is the Battle Pass, which you can pick up for about 2,000 gold and get your gold back from actually purchasing it. But apart from that, in terms of playing, premium time is one of the best things. It gives you an additional 50% silver and 50% more XP. Who couldn't like that? Anyway, yeah, that's kind of where that's it. That is it. But of course, with the 50% off, this is kind of the maximum discount. So anytime during the year that I've ever seen, this is the maximum discount, same as Black Friday. They usually go 50% off. So yeah, don't feel like you're pressured into buying premium time for the entire year. But if you think that you're going to play any amount of time during this year, then it's not a bad time. There is also, for the free-to-play players and people who don't want to spend any money during these sales, there is the tech tree discounts, which is 30% off researchable World War II tanks, which is amazing. It's basically 30% off all tech tree vehicles in the game right now for World War II, which is amazing, including tier 10s all the way down to tier 5s. Typically, they would do a 50% between tiers like 5 and 7 or something like that, but doesn't seem like they're going to do that. It will just be a 30% throughout the entire tech tree, but either way, it's good. Premium tech tree sales is 15% off select World War II and Cold War premium tanks, so you'll be able to pick those up. Doesn't seem like there's any discounts on the Cold War vehicles, probably because all of the Cold War vehicles are significantly cheaper right now than they were well, a couple weeks back. So brilliant for that, but unfortunately, I guess Wargaming don't want to kind of hurt anyone's feelings who may have paid the full price for the silver on all of the Cold War vehicles, only for them to then be even further reduced by 30%. Either way, I mean, I would have just stuck the 30% on for the Cold War vehicles, but I can see why they probably didn't do that, just as a precaution to avoid any backlash I expect from having 30% off World War II and Cold War premiums just after they reduced the price of all the Cold Wars. Premium tech tree sales is 15% off, so you'll pick up basically a few tanks if you want to. These aren't the best sales, and to be honest with you, 15% off, you can see much better sales during the entire year, so I wouldn't be too rushed into buying premium tanks. 50% off all cosmetics, including camos and vehicle skins. So vehicle skins, one of the best times to buy these. They aren't all of the skins, just the majority of them that you can pick up in the game. Things like the 140, blah, blah, blah. There's loads of them. You can see them in the game. Equipment sales, there's 25% off all equipment, which is good, and a free XP conversion bonus for 1 gold equals 40 free XP, which is roughly about 50% more free XP per gold than you would have normally, but I think it's just slightly over that, but either way, it's good. Anyway, moving on, then there's the big boosters and premium consumable bundles. Just out of the gate, premium consumable bundles, I would never really recommend ever spending money on getting premium consumables out of kind of paying money for them. They're just not really that worth it. However, the XP boosters, which come in the form of the ×5 XP boosters, these are very, very handy for people who want to save themselves essentially 500% of the time. So instead of spending 10 hours, they'll only spend 2 to be able to do the same amount of XP. I think they're very good if you have the money and you're willing to spend the money. Obviously, if in your own financial situation, don't waste your money on this game if you think that you can't spend the money, but if you are wanting to kind of progress faster, this is a good way of doing it. And then the ×2 silver boosters are a great way of earning more silver as well, which you can weigh up to against how much you want to spend on this game. Premium consumables, as I've always said, basically not worth it, to be honest with you. Even though it's about 1 million silver for 1.875 thousand gold, you can weigh that up whether you want to spend about £4 or something like that for 1 million silver, but make that up as you would and go against your own how much you're willing to spend. Either way, that is the anniversary sale. So there's quite a few off of various different areas of the game. The most notable for most players is probably the 30% off World War II tanks. But other than that, we have a little bit of extra stuff. Obviously, we had the new season, which was the Year of the Dragon, still going on with all of the new tanks. And we should be finishing off the last couple of reviews of all of the season pass tanks, including the new one, which is this Chinese tier 10. And then, of course, there is the end of the resolution season, which included the T-34 Calliope, which is essentially a tier 6 Sherman with rocket tubes that deal 240 damage per shell. And yeah, very interesting one, kind of an interesting tank to play, fun, but probably not that competitive as soon as you get into tier 8 and tier 7 games. But at its own tier, it's very, very, very strong. But it is one of those that is essentially dominated by the matchmaker as soon as you go higher tier, because you can't pen anything with the normal cannon, and you certainly can't pen things with the rocket launchers when you get into those higher tier games. Then we've got the war chest obviously back in action, then a load of wallet savers which are inclusive of certain kind of vehicles for sale, which is the Terrapin Mark 1, which is actually okay vehicle. I like that one, 30% off. The TCM AGS, which is an auto-loading light tank for Era 3. Very fun tank. I enjoyed playing it. Is it worth 40 quid? Don't know. It's down to you. I thought it was pretty good. And if you want a light tank like that, yeah, potentially it's worth it. Then the M48A2 Round Panzer, which I highly recommend avoiding because there are often this vehicle is made on sale, and yeah, this tank is not particularly that good either, and it was also on sale or part of an earn operation not too long ago. So usually with earn operation tanks, they'll re-release them at some point later on down the line as another earn operation tank. Can't guarantee that that will ever happen. Maybe it never happens ever again, but usually that's how they kind of go about the earn operation vehicles. Every year or 2 years they'll bring back the same operation. And then the Chinese New Year emblems, you've got a load of them for 2,000 gold. If you're interested in that, then you can pick them up. They're just emblems for your tank. Weekly sales, obviously you've got a load of extra stuff in here, and that should end tomorrow. So this is kind of from last week. And a load of sales that are also going on, but for the last kind of check of everything that's actually in the game right now. But we've also then got the extra information, which is covering most of the extra stuff other than just the sale. So from the latest update from Wargaming on the Discord, we have got the Lucky Sevens. So this is the essentially a Lucky Sevens event mode where it's 7 versus 7 tier 7 team destruction. It's a specific event that you can play. It will be in the load up screen, so where you have World War II, Cold War, it will just be there and you can play this. The maps that you'll be able to actually play are Malinovka, Mines, Cliff, Westfield, Sand River, Mountain Pass, and the new map Azure Coast. You can play USA, Germany, and UK tanks, so only the OGs, so you can't play any other variants of tanks, etc. And then 7-minute matches, no respawns, and to go alongside there'll be a number of challenges that you can complete along the way for extra rewards, that sort of stuff. The challenges are that you can destroy 7 or more enemies in any number of battles, will give you 5 season points, so essentially 1 level for taking out 7 enemies, and you can do that twice a day, so a total of 2 season pass levels per day, which is nice, and then earn points based on your position in the team to earn even more goodies, from war chest to premium to boosters and camo. So this is a nice little extra. I'm liking that Wargaming is starting to introduce more of these earn kind of point based operations featured around events. It gives you something else to do other than the mundane boring tasks that come with the season passes that we've seen about a million times, so that's always good. I like that. And hopefully they'll do more of this sort of stuff, and especially long-term rewards. That would be brilliant. The anniversary Big 10 community event, work towards earning yourself the brand new Largo M38 and T3488. You'll need 85 million points to be able to complete. So this is essentially Wargaming's way of giving us a community event. We've seen it with the holiday operations this year and the previous year. We've seen it with a variety of different extra things where we could get a map back into the game. The quicker we completed it as a community, the quicker it would come. And essentially it's the exact same but for this, which is the new tanks, so the Largo M38, and then the T3488 is a really strong kind of seal clubbing tier 6 medium tank that a lot of seal clubbers will use because it gets crazy amounts of damage per minute alongside very nice alpha for a tier 6 vehicle, so you can imagine what that's like alongside good mobility, that sort of stuff. Obviously we'll cover both of these in videos coming up next week, and of course tomorrow, etc. we'll have vehicles from the season as well. And then all you have to do to earn points is do some of the following, which is deal 1,250 or more damage in any number of battles. So you could do that in 1 game, you could do it in 2 games, you could complete the operation 3 times in a game if you do 3,750 damage. So it's essentially just based on your performance, how much damage you deal, and you'll get 1 point. If you destroy a tank in a battle, you get 2 points. If you survive the battle, you get 1 point. So, you know, you could get 5 points per game if you're very good. But for the most part, you'll get a significantly less if you are just a standard player who jumps on casually. But of course, the little sweats, probably like myself, will be able to pick up a couple more points. And if you have a good game as a casual player, I'm sure you can pick up 4 or 5 points, something like that every now and again. Plus you'll get exclusive anniversary emblems and garage gear that will be able to be used in your garage. There's a surprising thing. So that's always good. I like all of the extra stuff. This is good. And I'm hoping we'll get some extra stuff for the big 10, which is of course the 10-year anniversary. And then anniversary sales, we've mentioned those already at the beginning, and these will run until March 4th, and there's a lot. So Tank XP, blah blah blah, all of that sort of stuff, we've covered it all already. We've also got the King Dragon Earn Challenge, which is available right now. And of course the King Dragon is the Chinese variant of the Type 59-2, and of course this is the skinned variant. Everyone was asking where this was, and it's available for free as part of an Earn Challenge, which is brilliant. I think it's cool. It's a cool looking variant of the Type 59-2, same stats, etc. It's just bright red with a golden kind of dragon as the gun, so that's always cool. And then starts on February 9th until March 4th. You'll be able to earn 250 points in total to earn the King Dragon. And along the way, you'll also get the Cinnabar skin for the WZ1224, which is the kind of vehicle that we've got coming in or have had. And then Year of the Dragon garage gear and more. To earn points, you need to deal 1,000 damage in a battle, deal 1,000 or more damage in a dragon tank, for example the Dragon Type 62, the King Dragon, the Goronich or the Quillin, either one. So if you're playing in these, you can get extra points. And then damage an enemy with fire will give you 1 point, so if you're playing the flamethrower vehicles. And then blocks 374 5 or more damage in a battle will give you an extra point. So I like what they've done here. They've themed all of the kind of rewards, or at least challenges, around the dragon, which Wargaming don't typically do. Usually they're very mundane tasks. I like that they've at least given a broad spectrum of vehicles that you can play, and I think this is a good kind of shout. I like the fact that they've, damage an enemy with fire will give you a point, so you can play the flamethrowers, and then, all of the extra ones. These are very, very good in my opinion. I like that they're not just going with a bog standard, get 1000 XP, get 1000 damage, blah, blah, blah. They're very boring operations when you do that. This should be cool. I like what they're doing here. And hopefully we'll see more of that in the future. And hopefully that's what they'll kind of get. And hopefully the community feedback will be positive on this sort of challenge, as essentially usually we would only get the first two. And then the third and fourth one are kind of just not actually there, so they've only really added to the operation, which I think is good. And then yeah, that is basically the update news. I wanted to shorten it down. We don't want to have any super long videos anymore when it comes to the update news. Of course I can delve into all of the different things as the week goes on, and we can cover all of the vehicles that were actually released and are going to be released for free that we've already got in the game. So I can do those reviews and I'll be playing those alongside. And I wanted to make an announcement that I will be attempting to stream almost every single day for an entire month, but that won't be for a little while, probably halfway through this month, and I will be giving hopefully the ability to do that, and I'll try and do it both on Twitch and on YouTube at the same time, and then we can play along together, and maybe you can catch me in a game, and that should be every kind of evening between 4 and somewhere like 6 o'clock, something like that, UK time, wherever that is in the world. Obviously you can translate from there, but yeah, that should be really fun, and I'm hoping that I can keep to streaming every day for 30 days, as it will give me something to do on the game, and at least interact with you. It's a really good time to actually interact with you guys. But of course, that's the final bit of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully this next week should be really interesting and they'll start bringing out more stuff. And yeah, of course, stay tuned on the channel by subscribing and like the video if you did like it. And if you have any questions or you want anything more clarified, then leave it in the comment section down below and I will try my best to help you out alongside a load of you helping each other out anyway. And yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of the day. Goodbye.